That's really good. Let's pray. Father, thank you for allowing us to come this far as we get ready for our new journey that you allow us to experience your care and walk with us. Be with us as we study these lesson that we're going to study, and allow us to learn, and also to if we have questions, just to get those answers that are appropriate for this class. In Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so in a 14-day program, it's just really packed with a lot of things, detox and all these things. Your mind is not really, into everything. And there's a lot of information because it's new. You probably never heard before. Some people have heard some of it before. But if it's all new to you, there's just too much for you to just grasp. So this class, the purpose is I'm going to give a summary of the principles that we want you to learn. And also we want to make sure that we can have an interaction with each of you into how do I do this at home? What do I do? After I see the principles, how do I adapt them to my lifestyle? Maybe some people have it easy. Some people have different type of jobs and things, and see how we can work this out so that it's effective for everyone. Okay? Let's start with the principles. The first principle that I want to show is water principle. This is the second most important nutrient that you have. After air, which you need to do by exercise, water is the most important. And there's rules in your body how it's absorbed. How do you get it in? How do you get it constantly in? And the idea is to drink as much water as possible when you wake up. We recommend 16 ounces, but drink as much as you can. The first 8 ounces are going to hydrate your body. The next ones are just going to go flush. Remember that we detox at night. The next 8 ounces are to flush, and it will make you go to the bathroom, which is what we want. Once you flushed all those toxins out, they don't get reabsorbed in your body. So we need to fight against our toxins because we have a toxin overload. Everything around us have toxins. So let's enable the body to clean and detox. Okay? So that's the first. And then every 30 minutes try to drink, a liter per every 45 pounds. So if you have 90 pounds, if you weigh 90 pounds, then it's 2 liters per day. And that's including the first 16 ounces, okay? That's including that. So if you need to drink, if you're, over 160 or 70, then you have to drink a whole 4 liters. Try not to go over a 4 liter because that's a lot of water for your kidneys. But, just drink as much as you can there. But every 30 minutes, try to drink as much as you can, or 4 or 5 ounces. Okay? Because your body can only absorb that at that period of time. So we want to make sure that it's efficient. Some people say, well, I work and I can't be going to the bathroom that much. Well, just drink sippies here and there. They even sell these things, these backpacks that you put it on, and you have it here. Camelbacks. I'd rather have you have a water bottle, but if that's what you have, then that's what you have. Lemons in the morning. People like to drink lemons throughout the day. I really prefer to in the morning to just make sure your organs are alkaline. And when I mean alkaline, I mentioned that you have when you're born, you have these you gain these layer of minerals around your organs, and basically what those minerals do, they alkalinize you. You create the environment in your body is alkaline. So because of our stress, our lifestyle, what we eat, those gets depleted because the body needs to buffer the acidity that comes in to go to an alkaline state, so it starts depleting from there. Once it's depleted, then you're going to see every single disease, from a simple disease to the worst disease that there is. It's just, it's an imbalance in alkalinity. So the lemon, it's the most alkaline, one of the most alkaline items that you can find once it gets to the stomach. Before the stomach, it's acid, but once it gets to the stomach, it has a lot of minerals. Alkalinity is based on minerals, so the mineral content of the food item. So if there are more alkaline minerals, then it will be alkaline. I would recommend you to go to the website, Lifeline to Africa or Lifeline Wellness Center, and go to the videos and check the videos out. You weren't able to see all the videos. I would say, the first 4 about nutrition are very important. Then the eating models is very important. The alkaline, the pH videos are also very important. So just watch them all, but those ones you just focus on, because those you're going to learn a lot from them. Before the meals, especially people that suffer from acidity, most people that suffer from acidity is because they're dehydrated. So if you drink a lot of water, the acidity will just stop, because the problem is you don't create enough fluids to digest, because you don't drink enough water, so there's not enough raw material to create hydrochloric acid to digest the food. So the food stays there longer, and then the valve, this fecal valve, doesn't close. And if it doesn't close, it stays open and things come up, and then it burns you. Okay, so make sure that you drink a lot of water. Now, one of the rules would be, if you can give the body, 12 to 16 ounces 30 minutes before the meal. So you just drink 30 minutes before the meal. Get things ready, get things prepared, especially if you suffer from acidity. Okay. Raw breakfast. That's another principle. Why would we want a raw breakfast?
Most nutrients.
Helps the stomach get nutrients.
Yes, that's
Well,
right.
The most nutrients. You need the most nutrients.
At that time, you need the most nutrients. Exactly. Your body is ready for heavy digestion. It's when it has the most capability to digest food. It's right after 3 in the morning. It has been preparing for a lot of food to digest. It has all the material to digest food at that time. So why don't you give it the most nutritious meal of the day? Pancakes will not be qualified as the most nutritious. You have to do something that has all the minerals and vitamins and enzymes that you can get. Don't forget to alkalinize with juicing. When you leave here, you've been drinking green juices almost every day. Now, when you get home, you just find that, maybe I don't have to do that. I was treatment. No. You need to alkalinize. And sometimes it takes at least 2 years to get alkaline, to an alkaline state. At least 2 years. Okay, so it's not an easy road, because we've been going the wrong way for a long time. So if you go, from here to California, and you get to California, don't expect in, a couple hours to be back in New York. It's just, you got to drive back, and it's going to take time. So it's the same with acid and alkaline. It's going to take you a while to alkalinize. So the fastest way to do it, it is to drink green juices. Okay? Which other circumstances would I drink green juices? And I'm asking because I want you to help some other people. When would I say to somebody, you know what, stay on green juices?
When you want to do the flush?
Okay, preparing for a flush, that would be a good idea.
Get hungry.
Okay, yeah, for a snack, I would use it as a snack. The key with green juices is that you filter out the fiber, and you filter the fiber out so you don't start a digestion. You see, you want to avoid digestion as much as possible. you want to digest very few times during the day because it's very, very expensive. Okay, very expensive. You're running a race, you want to make sure you get to the end point. But if you don't have enough energy to get, then you just don't get there. So the more vital energy you have, when you're 80, 88, 89,
86.
86.
No, 31, excuse me.
Oh,
You forgot that.
awesome, yes.
Shame on you.
But when you're 86, you want to have all the energy in the world. That's when you're the smartest. You have already paid your dues with your career and your children. Now you want to live life. And at that age, when you want to use that energy. But if you spend that energy on digestion, by that age, you don't have any energy. You're just going to be sitting down in a chair looking at a TV all day. And that's all you can do. You see? What you need to do is stop digestion as much as possible. That's why two meals a day would be effective for that. Because the energy that is spent in digestion is very, very expensive. Okay? So, I want to just stop digestion. I just don't use fiber. And in order not to use fiber, you just juicing, green juices. So I can use it between meals. Another reason I would do juicing is, like, for example, if I have a stomach problem, I have something that it's just my stomach just gets really bad. Then just juice. Don't eat. Don't allow the body to heal. In order to heal, you got to stop the digestion. So don't digest anything. Just get the nutrients drinking. Now, this is not something that you have to do for a long time. It's just for a short period of time until you get the ball running. Remember that your digestive system, the cells reproduce every 4 to 5 days. So it's a quick fix. Walking after the meals, we want to even out our hypoglycemic response, our insulin response. If we start walking after a meal, the energy that it's already in the blood, it's going to go to the cells of the muscle. So once it goes to the cells of the muscle, then the new energy doesn't create a big spike. Okay? Open the windows of home and life. Just make sure you always have some open windows so you can breathe fresh air. It is very important. Again, don't miss your daily exercises. Allow your body to detox. How do I do that? Well, we'll talk about it in a minute, just to review it out. But just allow the process. The body wants to clean out, and it does it automatically. But you have to give it the chance. And there are specific times during the day that happens. Just let it happen. Again, 75% raw, 25% cook will be ideal. You can go more raw, that's even better. For example, today we ate a good meal, but probably in the fruit we weren't really doing 50% because we wanted a good meal. So try to balance it out. Food combinations. This is so important, and I have not talked about this, so I'm just going to break a little bit, and I want to show you and talk about food combinations. This is very important too. In order for our bodies to, be in the right shape, we have to take in consideration a couple of things. The times we eat, the combinations of the food we eat, and the quality of our food. Those three things are very important. And let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and start a new presentation on this because I haven't talked to you about it. Food combinations. Okay. The combinations of food depends on the type of fiber the food has. Okay? Combinations of food depends on the type of fiber. Now, there's two types of fiber that the food has. It has water soluble and water insoluble. Water soluble it will dissolve, I would say, just in simple terms, it'll dissolve in water. Water insoluble, no matter what you do, put it in water, it's just going to stay that fiber. For example, celery. Celery, you could put it on, it's just going to stay without fiber, right? Now, water insoluble, you put strawberry, and a strawberry would just dissolve, get smooshy and dissolve. The fiber would dissolve in water. It's water soluble. So now, the solubility in water of these fibers determine the rate of digestion. So a water insoluble fiber, it will take very long to digest. It's just very slow. A water soluble, it would just go very quickly. Okay? Very quick digestion with water soluble. Now, when you cook a water insoluble fiber that doesn't dissolve in water, when you cook it, you change the fiber. You actually change it to a point where it gets faster in digestion. Not very fast, but medium speed fast, okay? So that is very important. And there's actually food items that have both type of fibers. So they have the property of adjusting. If I'm with these guys, I become this. If I'm with these other guys, I become this. Okay? Those are the exceptions to the rule. Now, group 1, which is the insoluble fiber, are vegetables. So they are slow digestion vegetables. Now you can see that these things are very slow to digest. That's why when we eat a salad in the morning, it lasts longer in our stomach because there's a lot of fiber and it takes longer to digest. So these are fiber that is insoluble, yes.
So if you make a smoothie out of all those, you kind of break down the fiber and it doesn't last.
Just a
as
little
long.
bit. No, just a little bit. You have to heat it up.
You heat it up.
Mhm.
But putting in a smoothie doesn't break down too much of the
It
fiber.
changes. It's yes, a little bit, but not as much as it would cooking. Yeah. And then there's cooked fiber, which is the vegetables, cooked vegetables, for example. All these cooked vegetables, they are medium. They're not really fast. They're not really slow. They're in the medium, in the middle, right? That's how they digest. And group 3, which is soluble fiber, it is the fruits. The fruits are really quick to digest, 2 hours at least. And that's it, they're gone. So they're very quick to digest. Now, these are the exceptions to the rule. These are the exceptions. I would put sprouts here too, because they're already pre-digested. But sprouts have both. You could do both. Just like tomatoes, cucumber, avocados, and apples. Now pay attention because I'm going to give you a quiz. Don't fall asleep on me here. I'm going to quiz you. Okay. These are both fibers, so this will adjust to the medium they have. Now the combinations you could do.
So avocado is both?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Combinations. Insoluble plus cook plus both. You can combine these things. So water insoluble, cooked fiber, and both types, which is the avocado, the tomatoes, the apples, the cucumbers. These can be a combination. Another combination could be soluble, cook, and both types. Now you see that we don't mix insoluble and soluble together. Okay? Now, I got a test. I'm going to start testing people here. Let's see if you learned the lesson. It's a very quick lesson, so I want you to learn it. Okay, is this a good combination? Yes or no? Let's start with Andrea. I'm going to start with you. Good combination, yes or no?
¿Cuál la contesta de cada todo?
Todo.
Yo digo que sí.
Okay, she says yes. Is it a good combination? Yes or no? Yes, it is a good combination. Good job. We have vegetables, but they're cooked. Since they're cooked, they change to medium, right? Mm-hmm. Then we have fast, medium fast, and they adjust with 2. So it's a good combination. Okay? Now, let's go to the next one. I am going to Barb. Pick on you now. Is it a good combination or a bad combination?
That's a bad combination.
That's a bad combination. Why would you say that it's a bad combination?
Because you're mixing insoluble and soluble.
Exactly. You're mixing insoluble with soluble. So that's not good. Very good. It's bad. Okay. Now, this combination, I'm going to pick on Lori. Is it a good combination or a bad combination?
What's that in the middle?
That's like a spaghettis, and this is like cooked peppers and tomatoes and cooked carrots.
Okay, so the vegetables are insoluble.
Uh-huh.
Avocados are both, and tomatoes and cooked vegetables are soluble. Oh, they're meaty. So, yeah, that's good.
That's good. Yes, it is a good combination. You're exactly right. So you have insoluble, which is low. This is medium, middle, and this adjusts to both. So it is good combination. You can have slow and fast. That's basically what it is. Okay. This combination, Jesus, I'm going to pick on you. Is it a good combination or a bad combination?
So yeah, it's good.
It's good combination, exactly. That's right. It's good. It's good combination. Yeah, I only shifted this. It's a trick question. Okay, I'm gonna pick on Pat. You seem happy enough that I can pick on you. Okay.
Well, gosh, I guess it's soluble, both and both. I think you can do it.
Yes, you could do it. You could do it. Excellent. Now I'm gonna pick on Daisy. It was a layup, Daisy. I saw you like this. Don't pick me. So I couldn't do anything other than pick you. Is it a good or bad combination?
What's in the middle of that?
This is like citrus fruits. This is like oranges and. It's bad combination. That's right. It is insoluble with soluble. This goes really fast, and then both.
Oh, so we should be staying away from oranges for a little while anyway.
Yeah. On top of that, yes. So, why should not we combine these two? Well, because here's what happens when you combine the raw vegetables with the raw fruits. What happens is the stomach will digest the fruit faster. So you have them both in your stomach, and the fruit will digest faster. But the vegetables are going to stay there longer. So what happens is that the fruit in itself is going to ferment. Okay? Because it's already there, it's in an acid environment in the stomach, and it starts fermentation there. Okay? And what you're going to create is fatty acids. You're going to gain weight because of the toxicity that you have, that you're going to get from a rotten food in your stomach. So during this time of waiting, precious carbohydrates from the fruit will be converted into fatty acids, which is undesirable. So you don't really want this to happen. So you shouldn't be combining this. I see these salads with the grapes and sometimes strawberries and things. You'll see that very often, but it's just because people don't know. I mean, nobody has told them, hey, it might taste good, but it just doesn't. Now, can I put the juice of these things?
There's no fiber in it.
There's no fiber in it, so yes, there you go. I can put the juice of it because there's no fiber. The key is the fiber. Okay, I'm just going to give you, actually, I think I hold on a second. Yeah, I'll talk about this in a minute. Okay, back to the principles. Try to eat as much whole plant-based food. I would say eat all whole plant-based food. What's whole plant-based food? That it didn't go to a plant to get processed in order to get to the plate. In other words, stay around the corners of the on the sides of the supermarket. In the middle, it's all processed food. Okay, you're not gonna find anything there that comes from the ground. It's gonna come from some person that is trying to make money out of selling you something that is not food. Most typically. So, lots of vegetables, lots of fruits, your grains, your seeds. Just eat those things. For example, if I combine these two, compare them, you need nutrients from these guys. And you need glucose, which is energy. You see, you're eating a donut, and the reason your body wants to eat it is because it wants to get nutrients out of it. And these nutrients are for the body to function and do the things you need to do. Okay? So it needs glucose. Then it needs amino acids to build blocks of new body. Fatty acids are also needed. Minerals and vitamins, enzymes, and water. So these things are needed for your body in order to function. And they get it out of the food. Now, the question is, does carrots, real carrot like this, would it have glucose in it?
Yeah.
It does have glucose. It tastes really good too. Now, what about the donut?
Yes.
Yes, it does have glucose. What about amino acids, proteins? Does the carrot has proteins, amino acids? Yes, it does. What about the donut?
What, doesn't it have amino acids? It's made out of...
1/32 of a percentage of amino acids. Very, very little, not complete. It's not a complete amino acid product. Oh, what about fatty acids?
There you
Yes.
go.
You see these juices, when you leave them there, you see the carrot juice. It's like a
Yeah.
Little oily
Oil,
film.
yeah, yeah.
It just has fatty acids. What about the donut?
Maybe.
It does not have fatty acids. It have fats in it, but not fatty acids. That your body won't use those things. Oh,
Oh,
Minerals.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes, we got minerals.
Yes and no.
The question,
You can ask me.
the answer is yes.
yes.
what about donuts? Does it have minerals
No.
or vitamins?
No.
Might have some riboflavin because it's enriched flour.
Maybe enriched, yeah.
That's
No vitamins, by the way, because anytime you heat up food, you kill the vitamins.
More than 100.
Vitamins, huh? The majority of vitamins are not able to sustain under temperature. Okay, they have to be in a normal. Okay, enzymes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the carrots have enzymes. What about the donut? Does it have enzymes? Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
Yes.
sure.
Are you pretty sure?
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Artificial, but
Because it's not a living food.
Yeah, it's cooked.
It's cooked. It's
If
not-
you cook something, you kill the enzymes. So
Right.
there's no way you can have enzymes in it. What about water?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the carrots have water. What about donuts?
No.
Maybe.
Very- oops.
Oh.
No
you
water.
turn it off.
Very little
1/20th. 1/20th. There you go.
120. It's just very little water. Now I'm gonna put a pH scale here so you understand what it means. Finally, I'm talking about alkaline food, and we tell you eat alkaline food for a period of time. That's called a corrective diet. Alkaline foods. So the pH scale. This side is 1, which is acid. This side is neutral, which is 7, and to 8. So this is where the body works normally, okay, in this range here. And 14, it is alkaline. Okay? Now this is a logarithmic scale, meaning that it is not 1, 2, 3 in steps. It goes in thousands. Every one goes in thousands, so it's not no one. It's logarithmic. Now this is where health happens. Okay? This is where health happens. This is where all disease happen, all of them. From the mind, from the body, from everywhere, okay? This is where they happen. Below 7. This is the food that helps to get you low. This is really high acid food. Coca-Cola being kind of the highest, soda being the highest. But these type of food is what it's acid forming. Okay? Now, it also includes, the cereals, the legumes are there too, like rice, beans, those things are acid too. Now, I'm not saying you don't eat them. I'm just saying that this is what we typically eat. We eat flours and we eat, flour and products. We eat legumes. We eat cereals or grains. That's what our base of our diet is. And then you talk to animal-based food, and it also processed food also is there. So that's what we're this is where we hang out to be. So no wonder we get sick. Okay, we can't move forward after this. So I'm not saying don't eat this. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you that if you eat this, this is where you're going to be. You got to make your choices. Now, this is the majority of whole plant-based food, especially vegetables and fruit, are in the other side of the spectrum. So, now, if there's heart disease happens right here, between 6 and below, all heart disease. That's when somebody has a heart problem, it's already there, okay? That's where the person is at. Now, what is processed food? Processed food, they have very low fiber. Because fiber determines if the food is real or not. I would go and give you a class in the supermarket so you learn how to read labels. But then I say, you know what? In reality, I could care less, because I would say for me, eat food that doesn't have a label. That's the best thing you could do. Food that does not have labels, because then you know it's real. Okay? Now, they made this study. I don't know if I told you already about it. No? About the pill, the endoscopy pill.
Oh my god, I used to work with that.
Oh yeah?
But we did like 3D animations for the prototype and all that, and yeah, that's cool.
Okay, cool. So, well, this pill cam, what it is a endoscopy. Creates, you drink it, and basically creates a video, pictures and videos of your digestive process. And then you poop it out. And the person, it's outside, recording these things. So, it glides through your digestive system, and you kind of see. It's a very small, it's 1.5 inches, so it's a very small capsule, but it can give you a lot of information. It's pretty cool. So they did this experiment, and they took these students and they gave them ramen noodles. And everybody, Maruchan ramen noodles, anybody had those?
Oh yeah.
College, lots of them.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I know. So they gave them
They don't like to cook.
La comida favorita para no cocinar.
para no cocinar. The favorite is to not cook. Yeah, so they gave him ramen noodles. This is what I used to eat in college too,
$3 for $1. Cheap.
Yeah. Anyways, they have the little package, to seasoning.
Oh, sodium.
Yeah. So they gave it to some students, and then they gave them a Powerade drink, a blue Powerade, and then they gave them the pill. So they started, their digestive process, and they were checking out, really cool. Well, after 4.5 hours, the food, the noodles, were just blue noodles in the stomach. It was still undigested, completely undigested. Actually, they saw, the marks of the teeth, where because you don't really chew these things very well. You just
Yeah.
you make the the attempt of chewing, but you don't chew. You just kind of
Slurp them down.
yeah. Look. And so they're really blue noodles in your stomach for 4.5 hours, and they were still there. Now they did the experiment again with real homemade noodles, right? And no Powerade drink. A week later, and they gave him the pill. After 4 hours, the noodles were completely a paste. You couldn't understand. You didn't know what they have eaten at that time. It was completely digested. It's like, wow. So it was not a problem with the students. It was a problem with the food they were eating. Why was this food not digestible?
It's not food.
You see, this food has an additive called TBHQ. And this TBHQ is actually something from petroleum. Now the question I ask you is, where do you have the enzyme to digest petroleum in your body? So the body didn't have an enzyme for petroleum, so it was trying to figure out a combination of what to do with this food. It couldn't really do anything with it. It was just sitting there. Now the blue, it's also this color blue is made out of petroleum. No wonder nobody could digest that thing. So talk about food combinations now. I'm going to talk about digestion, real digestion of real food. If you eat real food, digestion takes 4 hours for digestion. 4 hours. Okay? So the food of digestion, this slide is key for you to understand how you're going to program your life. Okay? So 4 hours it takes around for digestion. So we ate pizza today.
Oh, yeah.
Whole plant-based pizza. We did it from our hands and everything. Let's say we eat it at 3. By 7, the pizza should be digested. Now, what happens if you get hungry now?
Just how
You get hungry, you think you're missing food, but you're not missing food. You're used to snacking and eating all the time, and I see this a lot of times. People have lunch or had a food, and they go do something else, and if they walk around food again a couple hours later, they just go and put something in their mouth. Are they hungry? No, they just saw it there, and they just used to just. Well, it takes 4 hours. The stomach is digesting still. So now you really stop the stomach, stop the digestion, and start with a new thing you put in. So you're going to extend that digestion more than 4 hours. But if you don't touch it, it's going to take 4 hours. Now, the stomach, it's not very big, and it just goes, and it works really hard. So after the 4 hours of digestion, when it empties, it takes a break of an hour, if you allow it, an hour of break, where you rest. This helps you to stay young. If you allow that rest, you will stay young, okay? So 4 hours, 1 hour of rest of the stomach. So now we're talking 5 hours here for a digestion. Now, if you allow then the next hour, you're going to start detoxing. Okay? The body is going to start cleansing from the metabolic waste produced by the digestion. So, this is very key. So basically, a digestion of real food takes 6 hours from beginning to end. 6 hours. Okay?
When can you have water?
You could have water an hour after the meal.
Oh. So before you go to bed,
You could go, yeah,
you could have water.
yes. Or you could have it at, if you ate at 3, then you could have it at 4, 4:30. Now, there's another caveat, another thing we need to consider is that the body, the liver specifically, changes the production of enzymes and bile, around 3, but at 9 p.m. it switches to desintoxication, detox. It starts cleansing at 9 p.m. and it stops around 4 in the morning. Now, if there's no food in the stomach, it will do this process. Now, if it's dealing with food, it won't do this process. It will allow the body to prioritize digestion over desintoxication, detox. So, if you don't have any food in your stomach by 9, it will start the process of cleansing. If it is not allowed to do it, then it will store it as fat. It would say, okay, I'm going to put this and put it in the fat. If it can. Now, some people can detox very quickly and don't need the full amount of time. Others, the toxins will stay on the tissues. And when you do that, when the toxicity stays on the tissue, we saw a class that when these tissues stay with toxicity and acids, you're going to develop cancer. So, I would rather you to detox this time if you can. It will rest for an hour, and it will start preparing for digestion from 5 in the morning to 9. Now, breakfast is the most important meal, but sometimes this is what we do for breakfast. And this is not breakfast. This is just injury to your body. Okay? Now, the last meal should be the lightest. Now, I was looking for toast and fruit. If you have to have that last meal, just have some fruit and toast. Real hard toast. Not just soft bread, just hard toast. Now, when will you be able to do very, very dry bread, dry toasted bread? Will take around 2.5 hours to digest. Very quickly too. And it's good too. So, fruits and that type of bread, when was the last time, what latest you could eat it?
About 6:37.
6. It will take 2 hours. It will be to 8. 1 hour of resting. You start detoxing at 9. So you could do that. But remember that before you eat that piece of bread with fruit, you have to spend 6 hours before. Your previous meal have to be 6 hours before. It's not like you eat at 3 and then it's just going to eat something at 3, not at 6. It's not going to work that way, okay? Because you still have food, and then what you do is you overextend the period. Okay? So people do the heaviest meal at the end. So we're twisting we're not twisting, the body's telling you. And you shouldn't do that because you're going to age and you're going to get sick slowly.
Okay, so I have a scenario for you. I'm at work. I had my smoothie on the way to work. I'll get to work at 8 o'clock and oh my goodness, I have a really, really busy day. And I run, and I get ready to go home at 4:30 and I'm like, didn't get to eat lunch, so I was just too busy. And then I get home at 5:30 and I haven't eaten since breakfast. What can I have?
Yes. Let's go to that quickly. The cold water. No.
Abstinence.
No. Let's work her case out. Let's everybody can work their case out. It's not impossible. So you have breakfast at what time?
I drank my smoothie on the way to work at 7:30.
7:30. And your smoothie is your breakfast.
Smoothie is my breakfast. I've got my kale, my onions, my avocado.
You got your nutrients.
Got everything in there.
Okay. So that smoothie is not going to last you till 5. That's what you're saying. So
Probably not.
you're busy and you haven't had time to have lunch or break. So you end up getting to a place where you can sit down and eat at what time?
I could eat in the car on the way home. Like I could stop at McDonald's or something. But
What time is that? When can you stop at McDonald's?
4:30.
4:30. Okay, 4:30. Okay?
So, but if I brought my food, I could stay, I couldn't eat it in the car on the way home, but I could sit at my desk and eat it after everybody else has gone home. It takes me longer to get home, so I'm not quite sure what would be better for me. Shove it down real fast and then get in the car and drive home?
Okay? And is this something that you know you can forecast a day like this, or this is once in a while it happens and you just didn't have any influence over the day?
Sometimes it gets really, really busy, and all of a sudden, you know, I've drank the smoothie on the way to work, and it just the patient after patient after patient comes, and then all of a sudden it's about 3 o'clock, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and eat. The minute I sit down, something walks through the door, like somebody cut their finger or something bad, and then sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll eat afterwards, and then I don't get a chance to eat afterwards because another patient came, or sometimes I wolf the food down real fast, and then I get up and run.
Okay.
Skip the meal.
So then, okay, so this could happen anytime.
This could happen anytime.
Okay. Anybody has any help for her? Okay, first Glenn.
Skip the meal.
Okay, skip the meal. Okay.
Well, I think at 4 something you can have a really light meal and you can drink juices.
Okay. That's a good option. Andrea, I see you nodding your head. What do you suggest to her?
No, pues lo mismo, yo estaba diciendo que hiciera otro smoothie para que lo tuviera también ahí.
Okay, okay. Set out a smoothie. Make another
I
smoothie.
get the smoothie
Yes.
when I get home.
But
That's a
you
good
can-
idea.
I mean,
Okay.
Mostly
you can
fruit,
still have
mostly
a light
fruit.
meal, like some
I could-
toast.
I could have the
fruit,
toast and the fruit.
And then juice for the rest, you know. the rest of the
Exactly.
day.
I mean, that's a good solution. I would do that solution. I will always carry my juice, no matter what. Because in a place when you're busy,
I could drink.
when you're busy, you can drink juice and you're getting nutrients in. Okay? And you're not feeling hungry because you got your nutrients. The body wants nutrients. Now the problem is that your breakfast is a smoothie, so it will digest faster than the salad itself.
Yeah.
So I would say do a smoothie with something else that you can combine it with. For example, I would say if I would do sprouts and tomato and onion.
In my smoothie.
No.
Okay.
Outside of your smoothie. And probably a wrap of some kind with tomato, onions, avocado, sprouts. I would drink the smoothie, but then I would just sit down before something and eat something in the morning. That you have some fiber in there. So your digestion is not that fast. And then I would say, drink juices through the day. And when you get home at that time, do a fruit smoothie or just do a fruit salad with toast, and that will be your day.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay? That way you can supplement. Now, this is not the norm, but this could happen.
This could happen, yeah.
Excellent. Now, it gets late at night. It's already 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. and I'm hungry. What do?
Drink water.
Fast.
Drink cold water.
Cold water.
Cold water. Why cold water?
Body has to warm it
More
up.
slowly.
Because the stomach has to work to warm it up. Once it starts warming that water up, it starts working and it gives you time to fall asleep and forget about it. Actually, you wake up without being hungry. You actually sleep better if you can do that.
That would be
Sometimes if you need health, okay, this is just principle. If you need health, you're sick, the best thing you could do is not eat. Okay? We try to push food on people no matter what. But if somebody is sick, if somebody's sick, and I'm trying to help you so you can help others, the person is not feeling well, no matter what disease it is, just say, you know what, stop eating. Do a rico caldo de vegetales like Maria gave you. a little nice broth, and that's it. Just leave it at that. Okay? No food. No food. It would actually allow you to restore health. Now, let's say you cannot eat something. I hate that salad. I just can't. I'm just used to cereal. Whatever. I'm used to other type of food. I can't eat that salad. Then just go on a fast. Do a lemon fast for 3 days. You'll see the next day you eat that salad, you'll eat it. You're just gonna sit down and eat it.
It's real good.
Very good. So you have to change your taste buds because your taste buds are gonna destroy you. So you're gonna say, might as well just go ahead and do what's right. You know, we're trying. Now, any other questions? Daisy, how is he going to be to you to do something like this, the program like this?
Well, it's gonna be, it doesn't work.
Okay, for you it's not a problem.
Why is popcorn bad?
Popcorn. Who said popcorn was bad?
Corn is,
No, wait. Who said popcorn is bad? I want to
corn
hear.
is bad. Clemencia wrote no on the paper.
Oh,
The picture.
Yes.
Oh,
That was
see?
just I just wanted to see what people reactions of people.
see?
Basically, corn is not good for you because it's acidic at this moment. Should do amaranth, pop amaranth.
Oh, but then it's supposed to.
But it's a you know
It
it's
tastes like.
it's just you know it's not the same. You cannot say that pop amaranth is the same as popcorn. But I mean
The popcorn is acidic.
popcorn is acidic and it's really hard to find corn that is not GMO. Because if it's not hard, it's almost impossible to find
Last,
So the
non-GMO
stores- The
corn.
stores are lying when they say it's non-GMO, like the big bins of it that you.
I don't know.
but as far as I've
I
seen,
don't know.
there's no GMO popcorn. It's not the same as the corn that people cook and eat. It's a different,
Is it different corn?
they never GMO'd it as far as I
Okay.
can find out.
They're
Well, it's
just
an-
rolling it.
It's a different type of. It's acid, anyways. Acid forming.
Yeah.
Just go replace it for a period of time. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have three things that one is a common, jet lag for when you're traveling. And, I've met several people when I was living abroad and they all said that they didn't get jet lag. Like I would always wonder, how are you not tired? How are you not completely out of it? And they said that they just would not eat the entire day they were traveling.
Exactly.
Which to me sounded weird and crazy, like you're tired, how are you not eating? And they said, we skip the food in the plane, we skip all food the day we travel. And then when you get to where you're going,
Yes.
you like start anew. And that was like, whoa,
That is very
amazing.
true.
So abstinence can serve a lot of different
That's
purposes.
that is pretty good.
Jet lag being one of them.
Yes, that is true.
Then I had two questions for you. The first one, we talked about how soluble and insoluble vegetables versus fruits, like raw and
Mhm.
cooked. How about legumes and grains? What's the how soluble are they?
So if they're sprouted,
Yeah.
they will be in the middle part, right? So they will be
Go with anything.
go with anything. If they are cooked, they're also going to be in the middle part.
Okay, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking
Cereals
about
too.
bread,
Yeah, like.
that bread is a soluble.
Yes.
obviously, because
Mhm.
it has flour. Okay. Makes sense. And how about grains?
Grains,
Like cereals, like if we're having
same
like
thing.
quinoa or
Same thing.
Okay. And then how alkaline are we at this point on average, like at the point in our journey that we are?
So I checked everyone, and everyone is acid, very acid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
check
you're
through the-
you're more alkaline than you came here,
Yeah.
because it looks, you could see the parasite and the fungus formation that has gone lower on you. So that means that the environment has gone alkaline, a little bit more alkaline, but still, it takes around a year to 2 years to get to a point where you, and alkalinity will mean health, complete health. Your perfect weight, perfect body mass in BMI, perfect health in every circumstance. So once you get to health, you say, I'm healthy, that I know I check myself, I look good, I feel good, and the clinical data says that I'm good, then the probability of being alkaline are very high.
So then if we were to do a pH strip test right now, whether we test our urine or our saliva, then that's how we can essentially see where we're at.
You would have to test it at the appropriate time and for 7 days. Yes, it should show.
Appropriate time meaning like
Is the second, if you're gonna use a
the
P,
second.
is the second P after 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So, 1 to 2 years to get alkaline, would you almost guarantee if one maintained a corrective diet with periodic fasting, that
It would
is
speed up.
entirely achievable?
Yes, it is achievable sooner. Yes,
Okay.
very quickly. Yes. I mean, it also depends where you've been. It also depends where you've been in your environment too. You know, stress is one of the most acidic things that could get your blood. So, you know, the body has to buffer for stress. So, yes, that is something that you need to consider too. But I mean, if I eat you know, some crackers with coffee regularly, right? Coffee is super acidic. If you put sugar, it's even more acidic. And then the crackers are also acidic. So now your body needs to overcome that all the time. And it can do it. I mean, it can do it. It's not a problem. We survive with that. But the electricity, the conductivity of our body is very low. So we're not to the optimum. There's going to be diseases coming on. So now we're dealing with a disease. Our society is commonly knows how to deal with disease. They put medication. They just manage. And for everyone that's normal. But once you taste health, you'll know what disease is, and you feel the difference. Once you have tasted health. Okay. Any more questions? Ada, how is this going to be for you to try to apply these principles?
I think super easy because we don't eat a lot of, like, when other people are eating, I don't feel like I need to eat. And also I have access to vegetables.
So you have freedom to do things.
I have access to vegetables.
Okay. Excellent. Lori, you have anything particular in your lifestyle that you think the principles might not apply?
Yeah, I cook for a living, and I don't cook like this for a living.
Okay.
So that's
Yep.
going to be an adjustment.
Yes.
And but to balance that at home, I have a support system that essentially will do what I do if, like that's not going to be an issue in that regard. But
It's your environment, your
Yeah.
work environment.
so it's a balance.
And probably you can increase your market, your business.
That's
trying
going to be my challenge and my project, and probably one of the most exciting parts of the year is that maybe all the things I've learned here can make their way into my output.
Yeah,
for work.
other
So,
group of people that you
yeah.
can say, well, you want to eat better, then I can cook for you. We actually, before coming here, Ramon thought, what about if you cook, because now my company is having raw people delivering, this menu, and or vegetarian, because there were a lot of other what's ethnicities that they don't eat meat or this and that. And I said, no, I cannot do that, and I don't have the license. And but then I was saying, like, they had this in the cafeteria, just this little piece at this price, and wait a minute, you can make a better plate with much stuff, whatever, And now looking at your situation, you can have your current people, like your clients, but then you can also advertise yourself for another kind of clients too, and try to balance that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is actually a market, a big market, especially in corporate America, where people just don't cook because they're too busy working. So their life is it's surrounded about work, and they don't have time to do anything healthy about themselves. So there's a huge market for people that can, okay, can you provide me an alternative to the fast food that I'm typically eating? And it can start off as a menu, of a weekly menu, that people will pay you a fee to just pay for lunch, you know? And you create a menu of healthy options, and even sprouts and things like that. It's a huge market for that. There's a guy in Baltimore that he's just doing microgreens, and he's making $100,000 a year just on microgreens. And he's the square mileage that he's dealing with, it's 20 square miles. He doesn't go further than that. And he's making 100. And the only thing he has is a room smaller than this, where he has lamps and he has the racks and things like that. And he's producing now he has DVDs and things and classes that he's giving. But he's just studying microgreens. He's getting 100,000. So there is a market for health. It just matters is that there's no one that is offering those alternatives at this moment. I have another example of someone that we're trying to get to work with. He has like 4 or 5 restaurants, and he in Chicago. He's Mexican, so his restaurants are taquerias, tacos, you know, and you know the meat that rolls, and he just cuts it in, and you know it's barbecued and all that stuff. So that's what he's marketed, and he's really good at having customers come back and return to him. So he was afraid. He came here, and he got better. I mean, his life changed. You know, from big to small. His diabetes, his high blood pressure, everything got better. So, you know, he faced the thing, what do I do? Because I know that what I'm giving my clients is not the best thing. But, you know, if he doesn't give it, somebody else will. So it's his business. So we're trying to work with him to create a program where he would provide the corrected diet to, you know, sell his story and provide the corrected diet for 10 days for his customers, whoever wants to sign up. So for 10 days, sign up for the corrected diet. Juicing, salads, sprouts, everything, you know, and couple menu.
Healthy bread, healthy tortillas.
Healthy bread. He tried the healthy bread and healthy tortillas, and those sell more than his regular corn and wheat tortillas. People want the kamut and the spelt and those better than the other ones. So he says, man, this is good. This is a good. So if he could do that, and if one person feels different, very different in 10 days, he's going to get a lot of customers moving, and he could probably then branch out and do what he wanted to do, which is open a new type of restaurant. So there's a market for health. It's just there's no alternatives. Okay? Any other question? Pat, you. What do you think? Is it going to be, how difficult or easy would be to get these principles working for you?
Well, like Daisy, I'm retired, so I can dedicate pretty much all of my time
Awesome.
to following it. So
Okay, so you
it's
have
kind of
no
a done
problem.
deal. Yeah.
Okay. What about you two? I know you work on a very demanding job.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. But with the help of the juices, we can make it.
Okay, so you're gonna add juices to. What's your schedule like? What's the earliest you go to work?
At 7.
At 7 in the morning. And what time you leave?
Normally at 3.
At 3. And
But
you have.
sometimes at 7.
Okay. And you have any breaks to lunch?
Half an hour.
Half an hour when?
For me, it's between 11 and 1.
Okay. And for you, Andrea, para ti? Huh?
10:30.
10:30 is your break. And what time you leave work? ¿A qué hora sales?
A las 3.
A las 3. ¿Y a qué hora entras?
7
¿Tú
to
trabajas más que él?
No.
No, es lo mismo.
Is the break is earlier?
That really is early for me, it's late.
Okay. Okay. You know, for you it'll be easier if you have breakfast at 6 in the morning. Have lunch at 12 and then just have a light fruits or something at 6.
No, lo que
You
estamos
could do-
haciendo es en la mañana nos echamos un smoothie
Okay?
nos lo llevamos ya hecho y nos lo tomamos como a las 7, 8.
Uh-huh.
Y luego ya para las 10:30 que yo salgo a lonche, una ensalada
Mm-hmm.
y regresamos a la casa y comemos como a las 4.
Okay. Okay. So they already have a plan. What about you, Mary?
Well, I live in an independent living place,
Okay.
and all the meals are provided.
Oh, wow. That's an even challenge.
Yeah. Around 6:30 or 7, I go down for breakfast, and I usually have my usual breakfast is an orange because I don't want the juice. I think that's healthier.
Yes.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
But-
it's healthier.
Oh, good. And then I will have usually Raisin Bran cold cereal, or I can have a hot cereal. Sometimes I'll have oatmeal. And then they have things, but I don't eat all the things. They have bacon. I used to love bacon, but I won't eat it. And I can have an egg, some kind of an egg. Usually I don't. And then I like to have tea. I don't drink coffee. But I think I'm having the wrong tea. I think it's healthy for me, but I'm wrong to have black tea or green tea. So I'm going to have another kind of tea, a
Herbal.
lemon type tea.
Okay.
So I'm trying to,
Make some adjustments.
I'm going to try.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
giving up meat altogether. At lunch they always have some kind of meat.
Right, right.
So I'm forgetting that. And I'll have, I don't know, something. Sometimes you can have a sandwich, but I like, if I do, I'll ask them if they can make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I
Okay.
hear that's not so good. So I'm going to have some problems figuring
Yeah,
out.
I see you have a challenge there because
Yeah.
you don't do your own, you don't control your own
No.
food
We
at
don't even-
times or anything.
We don't even have a stove. They won't allow anybody.
Right,
They don't
right,
want
right.
anybody
No.
to cook.
That's fine. So you have some challenges. So you do what the best you can.
Yeah, but
And what you're doing is the best you
can
can. So that's
anybody
good.
recommend a different, simple meal that I can have for any time? Dinner's not too bad. Lunch is the biggest meal.
Right.
At dinner, they usually have salads and stuff
Okay.
like that.
We're gonna talk to the cooks and the doctor and see how far they can swing
Yeah.
around to provide her with plant-based meals.
Yeah, she could have everything that I heard. She could have it. Then the problem will be the added oils or the added butters and things like that. Because for her heart and things like that, then avoid the oils and things that they will be greasy. But really, I mean, what she has is plant-based. What she said for most of the things, yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
good.
She could do I mean, the only thing I would say, if you can get them to get more raw stuff for her, you know, because raw stuff balance things out, you know, the other bad things out. So just if you could do anything that is, you know, add more raw, you know, why don't you put a salad in the morning for her? Is that hard to do? Or why can't you put more fruits? Is it hard to do? Then, you know, that could be a possibility.
But after breakfast, I have lots of activity. I can be at line dancing a certain time, or I can be at like we have in the morning here,
Yes.
that,
But the line dancing isn't at Maple Downs, that's in Florida.
oh, sometimes I get my places mixed up. I'm either upstate New York
We're gonna do our best.
or,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's good. I think what you're doing is good. At 86, you're outstanding health. So
I have a lot of activity, or I just walk around
Perfect.
the building 2 or 3
Perfect.
times.
you see, that's what I'm talking about. Not sitting down and dying
No,
early.
I'm very busy.
So that's good. Okay.
And I go dancing a lot at night with different people. I like that.
Okay. Yes.
Well, in the summertime, when it gets busy, we start like around maybe 5 in the morning. We work till like 7 o'clock at night, maybe 8 o'clock at night, every day.
Non-stop.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like, you know, especially if we get hail damage or hailstorms, then all these rivers need to change.
So okay. What I say to you to do is the same thing that the guy from Fat Sick and Nearly Dead did.
Juice all day.
Juice as much as you can. Have a meal, you know, a sandwich or something during the day, but the rest of the day just juice. Have your juicer in your car and
Yeah, because it's like a lot of physical work and
Yeah.
stuff. Will I be getting hungry?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, Suli's dad works in road construction, and that's like taking asphalt and just going in the heat of the sun. And he started doing the salads and the juices and stuff. And you know, where people, he told me that where people just got tired and because the heat and everything, he just went and he said, "Man, I can't believe I have so much energy." He went and went and went and just go all by himself with all the energy he got. You see, energy doesn't come from eating junk food or eating anything. Energy comes from the nutrients you can absorb. And if you're eating junk food and you're eating it very frequently, you're thinking because you eat, you get more energy. No, your body is spending, you spend more energy digestion than actually working out. So, you know, you put 30 grams of nutrients, but you're getting out 25, or you're not getting anything, you know, so.
So I could like do my lunchtime whenever I have time, but then just juice most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't know, just eat something light before 6 p.m.
Yes. So I would say if you can eat at the same time every day, it will be much, much better for your body. If you can, try that. If not, well, just do what you can. Okay? Now, driving and eating don't go together. Okay? Driving and eating doesn't go together because there's no digestion when you're driving. Okay? You're in sympathetic mode, so digestion is in parasympathetic mode. You just can't do both at the same time. So digestion is a sitting event. Relax. You cannot be, you know, juice, there's no digestion.
I'll be juice while I drive.
Well, yeah, I have a slide, like for example, nobody asks, okay, what do I do if I don't know how to cook these things? This is too, you know, I don't know how to cook without oil and alkaline.
You take Maria with you.
No.
Good. That's the best idea we got. Thank you.
Vamos a Kansas.
Maria is coming to Wisconsin.
No way. Over my dead body.
Nice to meet you, Ramon.
Over my dead body. I'll get violent here.
It's not good for your health.
You know, there's alternative. You could go to Pinterest and do, say, vegan, no oil, alkaline. It's not the best, but you could supply with the things that we already taught you, okay? Just to get some ideas.
So many ideas that you don't know where to start.
Yeah. So, or just go to YouTube and then just do same, no oil, alkaline, and just get some ideas. You know, this is just a place for ideas. So, anybody has any other questions? You guys are a nice group, or you have a lot of questions. 'Cause, Because I mean, there's other questions like, for example, what do I do in my social events? That's a question that I would, the
No
first thing,
social life, maybe.
you know, or what do I do, you know, how do I manage these things? Because that's, you know, how do I apply these principles? And those are the key things that are going to make you successful or not.
Be
Yes.
I
prepared.
think these are opportunities.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
it's going to be one person against, you know, a
Yeah.
whole group. And if you feel so passionate about this, and you can be a witness for it, you can just stand up and get on your little soapbox there, and it's a great opportunity.
So Barb has gone out of the cocoon and she's a butterfly already. She has spread her wings and she has been transformed.
Love that.
Now,
Love that.
that is not the case for everyone, right?
No.
You're a butterfly, you're already moving your wings,
Flying.
and so some of us are not in that
And
position. I would say yes.
If they want to throw raw eggs at me or tell me to be quiet, you know, it's so be it. It's at least.
That's great. That's great.
Well, I think if you get invited to, which our family does a lot, potlucks, right, where everybody brings a little something, I would bring my A game. Like my favorite vegan recipe that I think people would like,
That's
and then
what
I
you do.
can eat from
They will
it,
do.
and then other people can
That's
try it.
what you do. Exactly what you do. You see, the
Give me
key.
the recipe, Lori,
The
please.
key for everything is preparation. When you're not prepared, you're gonna fail. If you go to some place and you're not prepared, that's it. You don't have a chance.
And I keep saying you are not gonna push this at any throat of anyone that is with you. You know, so you cannot be like, oh yeah, this corrective diet. You know, and no. They ask you, you tell, but you don't
Yes.
push. You
People is going
don't
to.
bend anyone. You know, the arm or anything. You don't.
Again, the key of the game is preparation. You have to be prepared for what you're gonna face. There is no other way around it. If you don't prepare, you lose. We're going traveling. I'm going traveling, and for my family, we already have taken this lifestyle. We have to, right? No option, because it would not. I could not teach health if I would be unhealthy. Okay, it's not possible. Remember, it will be information, but not knowledge. So, what do? I'm traveling. I'm going to Florida from now, or I'm going to Denver right now after this class, after this session is over. So, I go, and in my trip, I plan it out where I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop at a place that has supermarkets or Whole Foods or something that I can take advantage and eat my fresh stuff. So, I am already preparing if I'm driving. If I'm not driving, well, we take our bags of things that we're going to eat. We're not going to eat in the airport because we hardly ever find. But if we have to, let's say we have to do something like that, I don't recommend it because it's not a healthy option. But in case there's nothing else, you could do a happycow.net and find vegan restaurants or vegan, and it will map the area where you're at, and it will find some alternatives for you. Happycow.net. I mean, it's not the best,
Could be Thai food. Could be
but it could
Mexican or.
anything that is vegan.
Awesome.
So it's an option, but it's not the best option. I'm just saying because there are probably a lot of oil and things, you know.
With your bread, the one that you prepared today, you make today, you can make sandwiches. You can
Yes.
have your little salad that you buy in that place, in that airport or wherever. But you can have some good bread.
Right.
Something to get you.
And another thing with preparation is have these fruits, vegetables, the spices, have these things available in your home. Do the shopping, get rid of the bad stuff, put it in a trash bag, give it to a food bank. This is what I have to do when I go home, just get rid of all the bad stuff so that I'm not tempted. And,
When you're retired, you're gonna come here for an instructor. I need another instructor. So you're ready. Okay. That's wonderful. I am signing off. Okay, it's time. Let's get ready. Sully, bring me the laptop if you can.